Well, thanks so much for joining us here at the Weather Network. Rachel Schutzen and Sheryl Plouffe here with you, and this is a look at what's going on at the Weather Network. Our developing stories, the temperature roller coaster. Oh yeah, it's fall. It continues. The weekend outlook, and also Japan devastated by floodwater.
Yeah, we're going to have the latest on Tropical Storm Henri out in the Atlantic. But when we look at our current systems, we can see that we've got this big dip in the jet stream really through the center part of the country. But there's a ridge of high pressure building in across the west, and that's what's responsible for bringing up the temperatures significantly in the west. By contrast, though, there's this plume of moisture, and there'll be a lot of rain for New Brunswick tomorrow.
Yeah, you got that. And I also wanted to mention, too, this high pressure in place, not a lot of cloud cover throughout the day, so the night's really cold because that basically warm air essentially is easily escapable from the atmosphere.
These are the temperatures for. It is not over yet. While the forecast temperatures in the west are impressive in many cases, we're looking at the temperatures now. It's a little chilly, but daytime highs are very respectable. Friday and Saturday promise to be lots of sunshine, especially in Saskatchewan and Alberta, NBC's south. But there will be some changes by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, and look at this. This is the change that's coming. And then by Monday, 8 with the overnight low down to 3.
Yeah, we could possibly be talking about wet snow. We'll just have to keep tabs on that. There's also a risk for thunderstorms today. And
you can see that active pattern is starting up, and we'll have more details on that just ahead.
West. Now, this is Kate taking into account the overnight temperatures, which, you know, this time of year we would expect them to be a little bit chilly, but overall, daytime highs, mid-20s, high 20s, nearly reaching 30 in southern Alberta by Saturday, too. But this is the forecast in Winnipeg. So we're seeing a little bit of a topsy-turvy kind of forecast in terms of temperatures from 23, 27, and then back to 18 and then rain. So we're kind of all over the map in terms of Winnipeg's forecast. As far as eastern Canada, though, high pressure in place across southern Ontario. May see some showers, but largely the rain up toward northeastern Ontario. And the 7-day forecast in Toronto brings us some warmth next week. Sheryl and Rachel with you. We've got our developing stories this hour. Temperatures swinging in the west. We've got a return to seasonal in the east and a new species discovered. We're going to hear the full story coming up with Leanna McLean in just a few.
You got it. Okay, first let's take a look at what we're expecting across the country. This is the pattern change. We're going to get a little cooler in through Ontario and Quebec and then warming up. That's what we'll see this weekend. A beautiful weekend. So we were asking people, how are you enjoying the weather? Here's what you've had to say. All right, well, this is, oh, sorry, Sheryl.
No, it's okay. I was going to say, you know, he's an athlete, so he wants it to be cooler for sure because we've had so much heat.
You got it. Okay, this is what we can expect in through Ontario.
But there's also going to be a sizable amount of rain that's going to be moving into New Brunswick, mostly the south, like Fredericton, St. John, and Moncton. We'll see a lot of rain coming into tomorrow.
And just before we get there, that warm front pushes through Nova Scotia. This really heightens the thunderstorm potential. And when we talk about a lot of rain, yeah, Fredericton could see about 40 millimeters of it.
And that's a significant amount. We're back to our temperature swings now for Thursday. We can see that big dip in the jet stream. As I set this in motion, we talked about the ridge of high pressure in the west. That helps to keep the temperatures up. This is temporary because eventually all of that cold air bottled up toward the north is coming back down. Timing on this likely to be Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Yeah, well, when we look at a place like Calgary and you take Saturday compared to Sunday and Monday, it literally is like fall is attacking them. That's what it's like.
Exactly. This evening, Calgary 8 as we move across to Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Manitoba is going to be oscillating between the warmth and the cooler temperatures because of the jet stream position, but Saskatchewan and Alberta definitely benefiting from some warmth during the daytime hours.
For sure, but the nighttime, things are really cooling down. So I would love if you could connect with us. Tell us what you think about this. You can find us on Twitter here, and of course, stay with us because your local forecast is coming up next.
And we have 500 millimeters in the span of a day. That is an unprecedented amount of rain. Temperatures and the feels like value. It's not really a temperature because it's an index, but we've got the values plotted here for you to give you an idea that, you know, in some cases, like in Halifax, even through the evening period, it's still very warm. However, in the west, we're still struggling with our temperatures a little bit through the overnights, but there is a rebound in our values overall for the next few days as the temperatures really warm significantly. So the Friday